digit 562. I don't think that's going to work. I'm just going to back you back around for the thrust turn, left at 180.
All right, left turn to a 180, heading for 562.
I got wrapped up with something there. 2033, climb and maintain, flight level 230.
Thanks, up to 230, United 2033.
At a 403, Denver departure, radar contact, climb and maintain, flight level 230.
Climb and maintain 230, down 403.
Number 5 Alpha, splitter at Spaz.
Spaz 5 Alpha.
Finding a good cloud top height prediction, that's always been a little difficult to find. We have lots of information about the bases, METARs, AWOS, TAFs. When the weather's low, it's fairly easy to identify the cloud bases before you depart, but when icing's a concern, I find that I'm more focused on the cloud tops, and those, they've always been pretty hard to predict. At one time, we had the area forecast, which was far from perfect, but it did forecast cloud layers and their associated tops. And it had a meteorologist involved, and that's gone away in favor of the graphical area forecast, which has some advantages, but isn't as accurate with the cloud tops, in my opinion. But more on that in a bit. We also have the color IR satellite picture, which is pretty accurate, but with one major limitation. And we have pilot reports. Those are my favorite, but often they're pretty hard to come by. When the weather's low, we're likely to report the cloud bases, but oftentimes we leave out the tops. If we're climbing through the clouds, we're on an IFR flight plan, so what's the big deal? Why worry about the tops? IMC always comes with increased workload, but the real problem oftentimes comes down to a couple of hazards, embedded thunderstorms and icing. And today, icing's the problem. We're headed from Rocky Mountain Metro, KBJC, to Santa Fe, New Mexico, KSAF. There's a warm front extending from a low in west central Colorado that goes all the way down to the New Mexico border. Our route takes us over IFR ceilings down to the Colorado-New Mexico border, where things start to break up. Looking at the AirMets, AirMet Sierra for IFR conditions borders our route to the west, as well as an AirMet for mountain obscuration. AirMet Zulu forecasts moderate ice from the freezing level to flight level 200. It's freezing at the surface here at Broomfield, and it really doesn't warm much as we head south. Pueblo's only 3 degrees Celsius, so the freezing layer, it's really right at the surface. Our Cirrus SR22 turbo's equipped with a TKS de-icing system, and it's certified for flight into moderate known icing. The system protects the wing from the root to the tip, as well as the elevators and the horns and the vertical stabilizer. Fluid also slings out onto the prop, and some of that sprays back to the windshield, though we do have windshield jets if we need them, but defrost, that normally does the job. The pitot tube and the stall warning vanes are heated as well. This is both an anti-ice and a de-ice system. You can use it to prevent ice accumulation, and you can use it to remove ice. But it's best used as anti-ice. Ice is always better to prevent than remove. With the tanks full at 8 gallons, we have just over 2.5 hours of fluid at normal flow rates, or an hour and 15 minutes at high flow, though normal usually does the job. There's also a max setting 4 times the flow for severe ice, and that's a setting I don't really like to use long. Of course, the best anti-ice system is clear air, and that's our goal today. Climb through the clouds up to the top. Our maximum operating altitude is 25,000 feet MSL, which is just below flight level 250, considering the higher than ISA pressure along our route. Remember that a flight level isn't an MSL altitude, it's a pressure altitude. So flight level 240 is as high as we can get today, but we'd really like to stay below flight level 180. It means that we can wear the cannulas instead of the masks, which is far more comfortable, and we burn a lot less oxygen. We'll need to fly a departure on our way out of Broomfield, and the Pikes 1 lines up with our route to the southwest. We have 2 transition options. The Alamosa transition keeps us on a more direct route towards Santa Fe, but it takes us west of Pikes Peak and over higher terrain. It's our preferred transition in good weather, but with today's conditions, the mountains usually lead to higher cloud tops and more ice. The Pueblo transition keeps us further east over lower terrain, and it gives us the option of crossing the Sangre de Cristo range further south where the weather's better, lower clouds, and less ice. We'll probably end up routing over Pueblo, but let's get an idea of where those cloud tops are. With the area forecast out of production, we'll be using the graphical area forecast, which is built off the NOAA Rapid Refresh data model, entirely without forecaster input. In my mind, it's a little bit less accurate than the old area forecast, especially with cumulonimbus clouds and thunderstorms. It seems to do a little bit better with large-scale systems and stratiform clouds, but either way, you need to take the results with a grain of salt. In a four-flight briefing, you'll find this forecast in the forecast section under cloud coverage, and you can also find it online using NOAA's graphical area forecast tool. For our flight, it shows the overcast coverage along a route with bases at 7,000 feet MSL and tops at 12,000 feet MSL, and those tops lower as we head south. The tops are higher to the west over the mountains, reaching flight level 220 in spots, and lower over the eastern plains, which makes sense. The higher terrain lifts the air mass and the cloud layers. This forecast is valid at 18 Zulu. It's the forecast closest to our 17 Zulu departure time. But we can get a more accurate picture of what's going on if we use the color IR satellite overlay. It isn't a forecast, it's a picture of what's happening now, and while it shows the cloud coverage, it doesn't directly show the height of the cloud tops. But it does show the temperature at the cloud tops. So if you combine that with the winds aloft temperatures, you can get a pretty good estimate of the cloud tops. The clouds in Denver fade from light blue to green, and checking the four-flight weather guide, that ranges from negative 32 Celsius to negative 24. Comparing that to the Denver winds aloft forecast, where the temperature at 20,000 feet is forecast at negative 22 Celsius, the tops are somewhere above 20,000 feet. The green drops off to orange south by Colorado Springs, which could be negative 12 or warmer, and that matches the 16,000 foot forecast. So do the clouds reach up to 16,000 feet, or do they go all the way to 20,000? This points out the biggest problem with the color IR satellite overlay. It can only see the highest layer of clouds. You don't know if there's clear air underneath, but we can use pilot reports. Pilot reports can often give us the most accurate picture, but many pilots don't report cloud tops, only the bases. Luckily, we do have quite a few pilot reports today, and some of them have cloud top heights. An Embraer 175 reported cloud tops at 12,500 MSL with light rime ice between 9,500 and 11,500. Those tops match the graphical area forecast. The report's a bit old though, almost 2 hours. A Citation 525 Alpha, which is a CJ2, reported 2.5 miles of visibility in light freezing drizzle and mist at Centennial, with light rime between 9,000 and 6,400 MSL. It's also kind of old, in an hour and a half. And they don't mention clouds, just where they picked up the ice. An Embraer 145 reported a light mix of ice from the surface to 10,500 feet MSL, and a Boeing 717-200 reported moderate to heavy rime between 10,000 and 6,400 MSL, 6 miles south of Denver. Heavy isn't an icing severity, but we can assume the crew meant something like severe. Notice most of these pilot reports didn't include the cloud tops, just the icing levels. And speaking of icing, we do have a few products that can help us predict where those levels are. The current and forecast icing products, the SIP and the FIP, are available through 4Flight's imagery section, and the FIP can be layered on your map as well through the US icing layer. Both use numerical models to predict icing severity and the possibility for supercooled large droplets, SLD, at different altitudes across the US. Neither involve a meteorologist. Looking along our route, you can see that the icing is centered over higher terrain, which makes sense. The mountains provide the lifting action that promotes icing, but icing is also possible in the Denver area as well. Once we're south of the Bravo terminal area and above 14,000 feet, we're pretty much out of the forecast icing area. With our 120 knot climb speed, which is about 150 knot true airspeed, it should take us about 15 to 20 minutes to get out of the area. And considering that icing potential decreases as we climb to the south, we want to get to altitude as soon as possible. But the traffic flow coming off DIA may limit that climb or may force ATC to vector us towards the west. And if they do, we'll have to work with the controller to minimize that icing potential. Weather radar, by the way, it's not an option. It can't see those small water droplets that make up clouds, only the larger droplets that make up precipitation. So, while the entire front range is covered by clouds, radar only shows the areas of snow north and over the mountains. When radar does report tops, it's echo tops, the tops of the precipitation, not cloud tops. So you really can't use weather radar to find your way out of clouds. Okay, considering all of this, what route should we take? In my opinion, the Pike's departure to the Pueblo transition, that's our best option. It keeps us over flatter and lower terrain to the east, and judging by the reports and forecasts, that's where we'll find the lowest cloud tops. The route is slightly longer than the Alamosa transition, by 19 miles or about 6 minutes, which is not much of a difference in my book. On this route, we will need to cross over the Sangre de Cristo Range south of Cimarron, where the mountains reach just above 13,000 feet. we should expect some lifting action there, with cumulus clouds, higher tops, and icing as we cross the range. If we need to, we can continue south around the range and turn northwest into Santa Fe somewhere after Las Vegas. And we'll file 17,000 feet. We'll fly southeast magnetic courses from departure through the Pueblo transition, and 17,000 should keep us above the clouds. So we'll file, and we're ready to depart.
Light mixed icing reported in the Denver area. Advice on initial contact, you have latest information, Lima. Metro Airport, latest information, Lima 1651 Zulu, wind 050 visibility 7. Sky conditions, ceiling 500 broken, under overcast. Temperature 0, dew point -1, altimeter 2999er, ILS runway 30 right in use. Notices to airmen, hazardous weather information available for Colorado and surrounding states from flight service frequency. Crane 0.9 miles south-southeast of Metro Airport, 300 feet AGL. Additional crane 1.3 miles west-northwest of Metro Airport, 285 feet AGL. Laramie VOR out of service. Alamosa Vortec out of service. Light mixed icing reported in the Denver area. Advice on initial contact, you have latest information, Lima.
Okay, Lima. I'm going to go ahead and put the ILS 30 right as a backup. I'll do the same. Okay, let's grab the clearance. Ready?
Yep.
Metro clearance, Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta. I'd like to pick up IFR to Santa Fe, please.
Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta, Metro clearance, good afternoon. Clear to Santa Fe Airport via the question via the Denver 1. Departure, vectors to Love C. Vector 389, Pueblo, then as filed. Maintain 8,000, expect 6,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.1, squawk 3722.
Clearance, can you spell Lovesey?
Sierra 6 Bravo Delta, Lovesey is Lima, Uniform, Foxtrot, Sierra, Echo.
Okay, Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta is cleared to Santa Fe via the Denver 1 departure. Vectors to Lima, Uniform, Foxtrot, Sierra, Echo, Lovesey. Vector 389, Pueblo, then as filed. Maintain 8,000, expect 16,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure at 126.1, squawk 3722.
Sierra 6 Bravo Delta, read back correct.
Okay, I'll call ground for taxi. Metro ground, Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta is the Lima hangars, ready to taxi IFR with Lima.
Sierra 216 Bravo Delta, Metro ground, runway 30 right, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 3.
30 right via Alpha, cross runway 3, Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta.
Clear left.
Clear right.
And after our run-up, we're ready to go.
Okay, departure brief. We're departing runway 30 right, vectors to Lovesey. Lovesey's active, CDA is on GPS. Runway heading is selected, and 8,000 is set. Runway's at 5,566 feet, so at 600 for CAPS. CAPS is available at 6,200, and it's optional after 7,600. We're going to maintain a low pitch attitude to hit 90, clean up those flaps before we're in the clouds. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay, I'll call tower. Metro Tower, Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta, hold short 30 right, ready for departure.
Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta, Metro Tower, roger. Hold short runway 30 right, awaiting your IFR release.
Hold short 30 right, Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta.
Cirrus 6 Bravo Delta, runway 30 right on departure. Turn right heading 350, wind 090 at 4, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 30 right, then right 350, Cirrus 6 Bravo Delta.
Final's clear.
Okay, runway says 30 right. Mr. Set Rich, flaps at 50, recircs off, pitot heat is on, anti-ice on, and toga.
Okay, ready.
Power set.
Six. 77.
Rotate.
Flaps up.
Heading mode, level change 120. Sierra 6 Bravo Delta, base is 6,700.
6 Bravo Delta, thank you, sir. Contact now for departure.
Departure, Sierra 6 Bravo Delta, see ya.
1000 at 2033.
987 Hotel 5, and never approach, copy, direct foot.
Roger that, 97 Hotel 5.
Alright, Judge 562, I don't think that's going to work. I'm just going to back you back around for the thrust turn, left heading 180.
Left turn to a 180 heading for 562.
I got wrapped up with something now. 2033, climb and maintain, flight level 230.
Thanks, up to 230, United 2033.
Out of 403, Denver departure, radar contact, climb and maintain, flight level 230.
Climb and maintain 230, now 403.
Number 5 Alpha, splitter at Spaz.
Spaz 5 Alpha.
987 Hotel 5, connect Denver Center 128.65.
2865, 987 Hotel 5.
216 Bravo Delta, Denver departure, radar contact, verify 7,700.
7,700, leveling 8,000, Sierra 216 Bravo Delta.
Judge 562, I'll have one more turn back to final for you.
March United 763 is out of 7,000, climb via the SID.
Out of 763, Denver departure, radar contact.
We're just a tiny bit. We're looking good on the system.
Medevac 3 Delta Charlie, splitter at Cheyenne.
Correct, Cheyenne, Medevac 3 Delta Charlie.
216 Bravo Delta, turn right heading 160.
1606 Bravo Delta.
160.
Leveling 8,000 and altitude and heading.
216 Bravo Delta, climb and maintain 900,000.
900,000, Sierra 216 Bravo Delta.
9,000.
900,000 set. Level change 120, still in heading, altitude armed. And autopilot off.
Attention aircraft tops reported 17,500, light to moderate icing also reported. Jet 362, 6 miles from Atlantic, maintain 7,000 to establish localized clear ILS 30 right approach.
Clear the ILS 30 right, set 7,000 to establish. You can take that 562.
What do you see there for ice? Anything?
Just a very tiny bit on the leading edge. I think we're looking good. It's really not shedding much, to
Okay,
be honest.
leveling 900,000. Altitude and heading mode.
50 Whiskey, climb and maintain flight level 190.
Climbing 190, Whiskey.
United 2033, normal speed, and connect Denver Center 128.65. We'll see you later.
All right, United 2033, 2865, normal speed. Yeah, light to moderate chop in the low teens.
Light to moderate chop, low teens, copy that. 50 Whiskey, vector for weather, fly heading 270.
Heading 270, Whiskey.
How's the tail?
Wet.
216 Bravo Delta, climb and maintain 16,000.
16,000, Sierra 216 Bravo Delta, thank you.
16,000.
Actually, November 6 Bravo Delta, mid altitude maintain 12,000, 12,000 for traffic.
12,000, Sierra 6 Bravo Delta. Okay, 12,000 set. Level change 120 and heading modes, altitude armed.
United 763, how's Baylor looking for you?
Yeah, we're starting to parallel our course here. Looks like we should be able to do that soon.
Six Bravo Delta, climb and maintain 13,013.
13,000 now, Sierra 6 Bravo Delta.
United 420, turn right heading 280, back to climb and traffic.
13,000.
Right turn heading 280, vector
Yeah, we're in between
United
here.
420.
Okay, so if we have problems, we can always get back to 9 or 10, it looks like.
Yep.
United 2141, fast at 7,000, climb at V to foot 4.
United 763, connect Denver Center 128.65. We'll see you later.
2865, United 763, good day.
Who else was calling?
United 2141, pass at 7,200, climbing V to foot 4.
United 2141, Denver departure, radar contact. Do not exceed 250 knots. Slight precipitation ahead along your route.
Don't exceed 250 knots, United 2141.
216 Bravo Delta, climb and maintain 15,000.
15,000, 216 Bravo Delta.
15,000.
November 6 Bravo Delta, fly heading 120.
1206 Bravo Delta.
Yeah, it's pretty layered here, isn't it?
Number 850 Whiskey Whiskey, fly heading 260.
Heading 260 Whiskey Whiskey.
I'd say broke out of a layer at 10.5. Sound about right?
Yep.
United 420, turn left heading 270.
270, United 420.
2141, clear direct foot and climb and maintain flight level 230.
Clear direct foot, climb and maintain 230, United 2141.
At departure Cirrus 6 Bravo Delta, tops 10,500 overcast with layers above.
216 Bravo Delta, 10.5 tops.
That's correct, 6 Bravo Delta.
United 420, flight heading 250.
250 on the heading, United 420.
United 2181, climb and maintain flight level 230, clear direct course.
Climb and maintain 230 direct course, United 2181.
For 216 Bravo Delta, climb and maintain 16,000.
Up to 16,000, Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta.
Denver United
16,000.
2088, with you at a 7,300, climbing via the foot 4 and after departure.
United 2088, Denver departure, radar contact, and not exceed 250 knots, light to moderate precipitation ahead.
Not to see 250 knots here at 2088.
United 2141, resume normal speed.
Normal speed, United
Oh, we should
2141.
turn it back on in here.
For 216 Bravo Delta, it's clear direct Lufsey, join Victor 389.
Direct left seat and Victor 389, 6 Bravo Delta.
Okay, direct left seat.
350 Whiskey Whiskey, clear direct Baylor, if
Yeah,
unable
we're
to
direct.
advance.
CDI's on
sure,
GPS.
Baylor,
Nav level change active. Altitude armed.
Looks
For
good.
216 Bravo Delta, connect departure 128.45.
12845, 216 Bravo Delta, good day.
0 Whiskey Whiskey, you can expect high.
Okay.
Key 4709, contact Denver Center on 128.37, good day.
2837, Whiskey 4709, we'll see you.
Denver departure Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta, 12,900 for 16,000.
Here's 216 Bravo Delta, Denver approach, Hutter.
Yeah, I got some rhyme now.
A little bit for a minute here.
Ventura 381, proceed direct SPAS.
Direct to Spaz, Frontier 381.
United 306, contact Denver Center 12837.
2837, United 306.
There we go.
Starting to get. I was thinking over here is looking like we're getting to the tops.
Five.
Yep.
At departure tops here 14,500 from 216 Bravo Delta.
Number 216 Bravo Delta, Roger, maintain 16,000, direct Lufsey.
Yep, we'll maintain 16,000, direct left ski 6 Bravo Delta.
1,000.
Water ski 4694, contact Denver Center 12837, resume normal speed, good day.
2837, normal speed right there, 4694.
Lovely 16,000. Altitude and nav active.
From there, it's good VMC on top of the stratus layer and out of the ice. You can see that the clouds rise up over the mountains to the right as we approach Pueblo, and our crosswind picks up as well. 38 knots from 259 degrees over Pueblo, increasing to 50 knots, 85 miles from Cimarron. And as we approach Cimarron, we can see the stratus layer end and a broken cumulus layer start.
Central Aircraft has the weather information. Airmet Sierra update 3, IFR mountain obscuration portions of Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Montana, South Dakota, surrounding states, available on flight service frequencies.
Now, what do you think, Oscar 17?
17, I don't think that's a bad idea.
That's what I
Probably get you right above this stuff.
Center Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta. Any chance we can get 17,000? That should keep us out of the clouds.
216 Bravo Delta, climb maintain 17,000.
17,000, thank you, Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta.
17,000.
17,000 set. Level change, 130, nav active, altitude armed.
As we're about 45 miles from Cimarron, we can see the clouds dip out to the southwest. That makes sense. There's a break in the Sangre de Cristo mountain range just north of Taos.
What do you think? I think we'll be either right at them or...
Kind of right at the top.
179 Papa Foxtrot, Denver Center Roger, descend via the Aussie 4 Ravel, brings altimeter
I feel like once you get a little
2997.
further south, everything looks like it's dropping down out there.
It does. We can go Taos and down. You want to try that?
Cross over here?
Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty...
Yeah. Hey, you're kind of in the...
Or Dixon.
And Denver Center, Hawker 544 Papa Sierra is out of 21-1
I think Dixon
for
and take you
230.
through there. What do you think?
544 Papa Sierra, Denver Center, climb maintain level 260.
260, 544 Papa Sierra.
Denver Center, Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta. We'd like direct Dixon, direct Santa Fe if possible.
216 Bravo Delta, what was that first fix you wanted before Santa Fe?
That's Delta India X-Ray Alpha November, Dixon, Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta.
216 Bravo Delta, clear direct Dixon, direct Santa Fe.
Thank you. Direct Dixon, direct Santa Fe, Cirrus 216 Bravo Delta.
Okay, I'll add Dixon here after Cimarron. And direct Dixon.
H23 Hotel Lima, Denver Center Roger, descend and maintain level 230.
Yeah, I think that's going to work out pretty well.
And as we reach the Sangre de Cristo range, about 35 miles before Dixon, we can see the lifting action building cumulus clouds.
Yeah, I think these are going to be wet. I'm turning on anti-ice.
Okay.
Picking up any ice? A little bit.
A little bit.
How's your wing?
Shedding off. That is shedding.
I'm clean. How about you?
I'm clean too. I've got a little bit on the horn. The main part of the stabilizer is fine.
Good. Now we're out.
Done.
As we reach Dixon, the cloud layer breaks up, and by Santa Fe, it's a high, thin, broken layer. Icing layers are notoriously hard to predict, and cloud tops are just as difficult to forecast. While pilot reports are one of our best sources, the tops usually go unreported. But by combining the graphical area forecast, the color IR satellite, pilot reports, and the SIP and FIP icing products, you can build a pretty good plan. And today, we found part of what we expected: tops at a layer at 10.5 close to the GFA, with another higher layer at 14.5, which matches our 15,000 foot satellite estimate south of the metro area. And as always, have a couple of good outs, because you really don't want to use those anti-icing systems long.